What's up, everybody? Mike Garcia here with Mike on the Move, and this is Mike Makes a Way. New York City, the city that never sleeps. From the iconic Empire State Building to the Statue of Liberty, I'm gonna tell you 10 things you need to know about New York City before you arrive. You got your Metro card? Let's go. Number 1, when booking a flight to New York City, before you push that button, make sure you know which airport you're going to and where it is. Did you know that New York has 3 airports? New York's LaGuardia Airport, JFK International Airport, and Newark Liberty International Airport. However, only 2 are in New York City. While LaGuardia is a domestic airport, JFK is our international airport. Both are located in Queens. However, when it comes to Newark Liberty is actually in Newark, New Jersey, just across the Hudson from New York City itself. The airport is easily accessible by the New Jersey PATH train and New Jersey Transit. Number 2, New York City is not just Manhattan alone. New York City comprised of 5 boroughs: the Bronx, Manhattan, Brooklyn, Staten Island, and Queens. Oh, and trust me, each borough thinks that they are better than the other and that they are the best thing that has ever happened to New York City. Let's get into number 3. The New York City subway reigns supreme. By now, I'm sure some of you have heard it smells, the homeless are on the trains, and there's rats. And all of that's true. However, the New York City subway system is the lifeline of the city. It serves all 5 boroughs. It connects to regional trains like the Long Island Railroad and the Metro North. When traveling on the New York City subway, make sure that you are alert and also give yourself enough travel time. There's always construction and you can never count on the trains being on time. Number 4, for those of you that are staying in Manhattan, I would like for you to understand that Manhattan works like a grid. The avenues like Lexington, Park Avenue, Fifth Avenue, Madison, and so on run north to south. And the streets like 34th, 35th, 36th, and even 42nd Street run east to west. Next up, I have New York City Eats. So, New York is built of more than just pizza and New York City hot dogs. Head up to Harlem to get a chopped cheese sandwich. Head down to Brooklyn to one of my favorite restaurants called Sweet Chick. Head on over to Queens to try out Don Coqui. And up in the Bronx, they have La Cocina Boricua. You can stay in Midtown and grab yourself some street food with halal guys right in front of the New York Hilton. There are so many different things that you can eat in New York City. New York is really good for having great cuisine. Let's talk about New York and its proximity to other places. New York is just across the river from New Jersey. It is 2 hours away by bus to Philadelphia, as well as a Metro North ride to Connecticut, which is just another 2 hours away. You can even head on up to Boston or take a nice long ride down to DC, which is only 5 hours away. So if you have the time while you're in New York, go on and explore a little bit. All right, guys, let's talk about getting to and from the airport. If you are arriving into LaGuardia, you can take the M60 into Manhattan, which is just a few stops away. They connect to subway lines and the regional train, the Metro North. If you are arriving into John F. Kennedy International Airport, you can jump on the air train, which will connect to regional trains like Long Island Railroad, including the subway down below. Up next, let's talk about New Yorkers and the attitude. Let's face it, we have one. But New Yorkers are very nice when it comes to dealing with tourists. We recognize that you guys are here to learn and explore and to see different things. So if you have a question, don't be afraid to ask. Just do us New Yorkers a favor. If you want to look up and try to find something or take a picture of something, just move on over to the right or to the left. You might want to stay out of the way because that's a trigger point for us. Okay, so let's talk about yellow cabs. Yellow cabs are expensive. If you want to do it for the novelty, be my guest. Otherwise, jump in an Uber. And to wrap it up, let's go with number 10. New Yorkers are super talented or really strange. You will run into people that are musicians, playing drums, playing piano, playing multiple instruments on the street or in the subway or next to restaurants. You will also run into people that are in the oddest things that you've ever seen people wear. Be on the lookout to see what you run into. Always be alert and be safe. Okay, guys, that is all I have for you today. I hope you enjoyed, and I hope that these things help. Let me know in the comments how you feel. Thank you guys for watching another episode of Mike Makes a Way. I am Mike Garcia, and as always, stay safe. New Yorkers seem to think that they don't have an accent.